All right, good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta Realty Group. And today we're going to be joined by Will Michaeloff from Adwerx. And Adwerx, I know a lot of our agents have used them in the past, but they have created a very cool portal for us. And so we are very glad to have Will with us. Good morning, Will.
Good morning. Thanks, Kevin.
And
Excited to chat a little bit about Adwerx and the partnership with Alta this morning. So I'll give you a brief overview of Adwerx and what we do, share a few slides.
And Will, 1 second, because we're going to have, I'm going to invite our corporate broker. We do a couple of little announcements first, and then we'll jump right into the presentation. So let me bring Bill Seitz, corporate broker for Alta Realty Group, on the line here. Good morning, Bill. How are you doing?
Good. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. How are we today?
We are fantastic. Super quick announcement on my end is we're starting to get more of our agents using the ARG mobile app, which is great. And so one of the cool features there is our content posting, the post area. And so last week we had Michelle Searson have a little post, and so she is willing to do open houses in the Orange County area, Southern Orange County area. So super cool there. And then also Tanya Blackley, she also posted yesterday that she is willing to do extra marketing for anybody that has listings. So you can contact Tanya. So really cool that the agents are using that post feature. So please check it out. I always put in the link to that mobile app on the webinar replays. And one other little quick announcement is there.
Hey, everybody. I lost Kevin. You went mute on my end for a while, so I'm not sure if everyone's still here, if everybody can hear me. Someone would just give me a heads up if you can. Okay, I see hands going up. So I'm assuming that means you can hear me. I'm gonna go with it. Okay, awesome. Thanks, everybody. So as Kevin said, my name is Will Michaeloff. I'm with Adwerx. Excited to chat this morning about our partnership with Alta and what that means for you as agents. I'll give you a short overview of Adwerx as a whole, share my screen a little bit, and then I'll give you a demo into an account and show you, how you can utilize the platform. I'll also post my meeting link, a link to my calendar in the chat. So for any of you who want to have a one-on-one session, I can offer my best advice and guidance on, your individual business. I'd be happy to do that at a time that suits you. So Adwerx has been around for over 12 years now. We have started and are still focused in the real estate industry. We also work in mortgage, but our mantra is brilliantly simple digital advertising. And so we have, basically sought out to help agents and brokerages brand themselves digitally in the easiest way possible in an automated way so that you can focus on the markets and the people that matter to your business the most. And obviously, with everyone sort of cutting their teeth on their sphere, becoming an expert in their local area, these are the things and the principles that we have taken and integrated into our platform to make it super easy to brand yourself. Obviously, you all, you are the face of your business alongside Alta. So when someone sees you, who knows you, or someone sees your face in their neighborhood, that has a big impact, right? You're the person who they already know or who they've heard of from another, someone who they know. So super important to obviously engage with that audience, whether that, again, that's your local market, whether that is your sphere of influence. I'm sure a lot of you already do this in a variety of ways. We're talking about the digital aspect of how Adwerx helps you do that. And believe it or not, clients need a lot of engagement with you before they ever even pick up the phone and call you or engage with you, right? You don't know when they're going to transact. Most people don't for 8 years in between transactions. So staying top of mind with that audience all the time is very important. And people spend most of their day in front of this or another screen, over 75%. So we really help solve the question or the problem of, well, how do you do that? How do you stay in front of everybody who matters to your business when they spend time in front of their screens? And so that's what I'll really talk about today, is making sure that you are reaching the people who matter to your business wherever they spend time online. And we have a variety of ways to do that, whether it is branding your property, branding yourself to a key audience, to your mail route, branding yourself to maybe a local area that you want to break into. So those are really the three focal points that I'll do a demo on today: are advertising your listings, advertising yourself to your local areas, and to your sphere of influence or to a database.
No, that sounds great, Mike. And sorry about that, everybody. My Zoom crashed, but I'm back. So thanks for taking over, Will.
Yeah, welcome back. No worries. So Kevin, if you don't mind, I'll use you as a guinea pig here. I'm in Kevin's account, and when you log in, and this is one of the pieces that I can walk you through with a one-on-one meeting, 20 minutes or so, is your account, which I will set up. But essentially, when you log in, you're brought to this account summary page. Kevin doesn't have any campaigns running yet, so there's nothing to report on. But this is where you would see statistics, data about your campaigns. One thing I'll show you is when you go to create a new ad. So this panel on the left that has some options. Create a new ad is going to bring you to different buckets. So whether you want to promote a listing, build your brand, or engage your sphere. We also have recruiting here. These are the three main, again, focus points of why are you advertising, right? And that's not just with AdWorks, that's with anything you do. And so the first tool I'll show you is how to digitally promote your listing. Simply click start a new campaign, punch in the listing address for your listing. So I'm just going to take one that I'm aware of in Dana Point. You type in your listing, hit enter, and we are connected with the MLS. So we're pulling in the listing information about the home, a photo of the home, etc. So I say, yep, this is my listing. I hit confirm. And then the next page is going to take you to the actual ad design. Now, if design is not your thing, that's great. We build out an ad for you in our system.
Yeah,
So
I had a question that it just answered in the chat, but it didn't show up in the chat for everybody else. But one of our agents, Tom Fesky, asked, does this work with Canva, or is it in lace with Canva, No, but you don't need to worry about that because this builds it out by itself, right?
Yeah, that's a great point, Tom. So it's not integrated with Canva. However, if you are a Canva user, you're savvy with design, and you don't like the ad design that's already built out for you, you can scroll down to advanced, and down here on the bottom left, you can upload your own ad. So if I click on upload my own ad, it's just going to take you to a screen where it has the size requirements for each of the delivery vehicles, so web, Facebook, and it has the pixel size. So you can upload your own design in these, super easy. You just click on that, and then it takes you to a place where you can upload that. So you can always upload your own custom content for any campaign that we run, not just the listings. So good question there. For those of you who are, not design users like that, that's fine. Again, our system is building out an ad that has your face on there, information about the property, a photo of the property, and you can change these things should you want to. So you could change the listing image here. Obviously, this is not, Kevin's listing, so you can change the headshot. But it's going to pull in info about the home. You could change the headline here. So all these fields you can change. And I'm going to do that actually to say Alta. There's also a corner ribbon here. So you could, post that it's just listed, or maybe there's an open house coming up. You could label it open house. So you can pick a corner ribbon. So again, the ease of use is really key here. You're not having to go in, design your own ad. We're doing that for you. Once you're happy with the ad design, the next place is, where are we targeting this ad? Well, NAR tells us that the average person, only moves within 15 miles of where they already live. So the default is going to be a 15-mile radius around the property, where we're targeting people who are already looking at real estate, searching for mortgage calculators, looking at moving companies, etc. If you wanted to pick another city, maybe it's a feeder city, Denver or Sacramento, or wherever, you can enter those and we will target in those areas. Once you're happy with where the ad is being targeted on the map, the next piece is driving the person who might click on the ad to a website. We pulled in a URL here. If you have a walkthrough video on YouTube or something neat, you can drive them to any URL you like. And then, fourth and final click is really setting how long you want to run this campaign. So you can run it for a week, you can run it for 5 weeks. There's price, breaks depending on where you fall on that. You could add extra impressions to the property. So if you want to bolster the views of the ad because it needs more exposure, you can add on extra views. So this is where you're sort of customizing the duration of the campaign itself. If you run it for, say, a week and you want to go in and extend the ad, you have the ability to do that within your portal. So say I want to run this for a week, scroll down. All Alta agents are already getting a discount because of the partnership with Adwerx. You punch in your credit card information and hit purchase, and then this ad is live in that location that you selected within 24 hours. So we're talking about a super quick and easy way to advertise your listing to the masses, right? To people who are already in the market for real estate in a particular area. And so what this would look like in the wild is, someone has been looking at listings on Zillow or something in your area, and then they pick up their phone and they go to ESPN to see what time, the basketball game comes on tonight. They're scrolling through articles on their phone, and there's Richard's house on ESPN. Or maybe they check the weather every day before they leave the house. And on the right-hand sidebar where they already see ads for Ford or Lululemon or whatever, there's that Alta listing. So we're talking about your listing showing up on 96% of the internet, as well as social media. And our software is targeting those people who are already showing real estate related browsing behavior in that area.
And Will,
Another neat thing about this is that we are able to target the seller of the home. So
just gonna bring that up. So you're on target, buddy. Thank
yeah,
you.
so you can actually put in the input the seller's email address to this ad. And what we do with that email address, we don't send them emails, but what we do, and this translates into another one of our tools, is we can use that seller email address to target them with their house wherever they go online. So I go back to this this sort of cheesy slide, but we call this the magic moment, right? You tell your seller, hey, if you list with me, I'm gonna put your house on the web, make sure that people in the market are seeing it. They probably have no idea what you're talking about, but that sounds cool. Okay. Then that person sees their house when they are checking the news, looking at, Yahoo Finance, wherever they go online. And that's a great story for someone to tell another person, right? So we know that by doing this, that experience for your client, that lasts, right? People remember that. And this is a super easy way to make sure that you say what you're going to do, and then the proof is in the pudding, because we're actually able to target that person with their own house just by having their email address.
And so real quick, Will, Ann Harris, one of our top agents, she said, can you target a farm by email address? Well, absolutely.
Yeah, so and apologize, I can't see anything in the chat. So yeah, thanks Kevin for moderating here. So
No worries.
the next tool I'll talk about is building your brand in an area, right? And so what we are able to do in this is, let's say you have a farming area, maybe send postcards to it, or maybe you don't have the email addresses, but you want to build your brand in a particular area. So I click on digital ads targeted by zip code. And this is going to allow me to reach consumers in a particular area that are relevant for me. And again, we pick up on that real estate related browsing behavior of people in that particular zip code, and we exclude people who are, not showing us that behavior. So, of course, my internet here is taking a second to think.
Yeah,
But
mine died completely, Will. So
so essentially, you have free reign to pick any zip code that you want that's relevant for you, right? So just as an example, maybe I say I'm doing 92662. I want to run on the web as well as Facebook and mobile, which I would always recommend. And I also want to do 92629. I punch that in and I want to run that. So each one of these spots, as I'll call them, that you click on, allot you a certain number of views per month in that area. So in theory, you could buy more spots and then you get more views, right? So each spot for the web is 10,000 views of your ad every month. Each spot for Facebook and mobile is 5,000. So you could essentially own a full zip code because there's a finite number of spots in here that are available. But once you're happy with your selections, you click next, and our system, once again, is targeting people in those areas. Back to the review ad piece, we have a nice template in here that has motion, right? It brings in each field through animation. Just say Kevin's a broker. You can change any of these fields you want. You could change the headshot. And again, to Tom's question earlier, you could upload your own ad if you wanted to. But once you're happy with, tagline, etc., and the ad itself, click next. Oh, it's gonna make me put something in here. I'm just gonna say Dana Point because that's on my mind. And once again, every single ad that we're running is going to have a landing page should somebody click on it. So when you're branding yourself as an agent, I would always say, drive them to your agent page. I don't have one handy. I'm just going to put adwerx.com, but yeah, somebody clicks on this on your face. You probably want them to go to your page. They're going to jot down your email, your phone number, look at your listings, etc. So that can be any URL that you own. And then once again, the final click is checking out. You have options here. You could run this for 3 months. You could run it for a year and you save 40%. Everybody's going to save 15% no matter what with that agreement that we have with Alta. But if you go annually, you save a lot more. And so, this gives you a flavor for, well, I'm running 5 different spots here. It's going to cost me X, Y, and Z. Maybe that's not in my budget. You can always go back and, remove some of the spots that maybe don't make sense for you financially and drill this down to a place that makes sense for you. So I always say we have something for everybody in the sense of, hey, do you want to spend $70 a month or do you want to spend 370? It's up to you. The same principles of reaching people in a market, consumers that you don't know, is always going to be applied. It's just at what scale do you want to do that? And that's where selecting the areas that matter to you give you that flexibility, and give you that flexibility with pricing as well. But same deal here. Once you punch in your info and hit launch, this ad's being showed to thousands of people every day, wherever they go online, and only those ones who are exhibiting that real estate related browsing behavior. So it is a great way to canvas an area that either you want to break into or you already send mailers to, or you already, send emails to. You already hold events in this area. This is checking that digital box for people who you don't know in that area. And so going back to the My Campaigns page, you'll see that I have these different drafts in my space now. So if you ever start a draft, it's going to show up here and you can filter by, whether the campaign is a draft, whether it's live, etc. You can delete these drafts. You can go in and finish them. But I'm going to go back to create new ad because the final thing I want to touch on is what I think the non-negotiable for any agent who has a database, which I'm assuming most people do, right? People call it your sphere or your circle. We're talking about those people who have passed you business, right? Your referral network, your business partner, like loan officers who anybody who is referring you business or who might refer you business, who maybe hasn't in the past. You've got to stay in front of those people. And I'm sure most of you already do that via email, via direct mail, via gifts, pop buys, the list goes on. This is the digital way to do that. And it is a way to do it, honestly, very creepily, but in an extremely effective manner. Because going back to that piece where you can target your seller just by having their email address, this is how we're keeping you in front of your sphere of influence. Is as long as we have their email address and or their home address, we can make sure that you show up in front of that person wherever they go online all the time. And so similar to the last walkthrough, we are, going through the piece of designing the ad. You have full flexibility on this. Whether you want to upload your own, you can change, colors, which I didn't really talk about. but the text color, the overlay color, etc., your headshot. Once you're happy with the ad, it's going to stop me because wanted me to put that field in there. And the landing page, as we've already seen, I'm going to drive them to my site. And then the next piece is, hey, upload the contact list. Again, this is where, as long as you have a list of your contacts and their email address or their home address in a CSV file or Excel file, our system is going to scrape out that info. And we're not sending anything to their house. We're not sending anything to their, their email address, but we are finding those contacts via email or via home address and using that info to target that person's device wherever they spend time online. So in this example, the system found 392 home addresses and 60 unique emails. Our system will dedupe it. So if you have duplicates, don't worry, just upload your list and we will only find the unique contact once. Once you have that list uploaded, then you're sort of setting your frequency. This sliding scale is going to make a recommendation on how often everyone in your list should see you. Digitally, we're talking about once a week is best practices, once or twice a week. But you can set your budget, which is commensurate with the views of your ad. So you say, hey, I really want my list to see me all the time. I want to seem like I am everywhere. I'm scaling up to 10,000 views a month. And you can see that the price goes along with this sliding scale. So you can mess around with it and see, what you're comfortable with as far as a budget goes. This is just the MSRP number, I'll call it. Again, you all get a discount through this partnership, so that's not going to be the final price. But once I'm good with my frequency, I hit next, and we're to the checkout page again. So you can run this for a quarter, you save 15% if you do so. If you go for a year, you save 32%. So great savings, and in my best advice is to go for a year, because this is branding, right? We talked about the time to transact for most people is 8 years. You don't send postcards for 3 months, right? You don't just send emails for 3 months. This is you being seen all the time and making sure that when someone thinks about real estate, they think about Kevin and not the other 5 realtors who they know. That's what we're trying to alleviate here. So, but again, we have options depending on what you want to do, what you're comfortable with. So this ad, all of our ads go live within 24 hours. And then I'll show you another example of what this would look like in the wild, but it's your digital business card and it's showing up to people in your sphere of influence wherever they spend time online. So if someone in your sphere goes to the New York Times for their news and they're scrolling on their phone, then that's where they're going to see you. If they go to Facebook, then they're going to see you on Facebook. If they go to some obscure, cooking channel for a recipe, they're going to see you there. So we have access to 96% of the web and social media, and I'm getting a little, marketing lingo here, but we whitelist about 2,500 premium sites, meaning when someone goes to a major site like the LA Times or Fox News or CNN or wherever they go, it's their choice. We are going to make sure that they see you on those sites. So we bid higher on that inventory, because when you show up on the LA Times, you look a lot bigger than most other agents. So, but it's all based on the individual and where they spend time. So most people are going to the same sites week in, week out. They're going to see you there all the time, and they're probably going to send you a text and say like, hey, I've been seeing you everywhere. What's going on? Little do they know that they're being targeted by your ad. And that's that is the point of this digital branding, is to make you look like you're the biggest agent in their life, and no one else is doing what you're doing. So those are really the three main campaigns that I want to focus on. I would say out of all the things we do, those are the most commonly used and the most impactful campaigns that we run. We have some other tools as far as, if you have video, we can be a conduit for your videos. So think like walkthrough videos, think cool drone footage, or maybe like a testimonial video. We can put your video ads in front of, local areas, in front of audiences, just like I've shown you. We have streaming TV. Literally, you can have your own TV commercial on HGTV, on ESPN, on ABC, when people are streaming Jeopardy at night, with a few clicks. So I would say that we do a lot of neat things, but going back to those core principles of where does your business come from traditionally, and where have you built it in the past? We want to keep piling that on and keep leveraging those key constituencies, and that would be your sphere, that would be your local area where you live, and obviously whenever you have properties that you want to advertise, you can go in and do that in an a la carte manner.
No,
So
yeah, very cool, Will. And so why don't you explain how our agents can get access to the portal and how they can sign up?
yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste my personal meeting link. I just put it in the chat. I would say the best way to get started is to just book a time with me. It's going to have a Zoom link in there. If you can't hop on a Zoom, that's fine too. We can hop on a phone call. We can communicate via email, but I can get your account stood up in a few minutes and give you access, give you your username and a temporary password. And then I'd be happy to walk through any campaign you're interested in, offer, my best advice, listen to what you have going on, and guide you through. And I think that's the best way to get started.
No, easy deal. So really excited to roll this out for our agents. We know how impactful it is, and we know a few of you guys have used it in the past, but this is now, you're getting a discount for, using this through Alta. And so I am super excited about it. I know a lot of you guys, I've talked to a lot of you individually. And so, yeah, very cool. We're really excited. And thank you so much for being on the webinar, Will.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. One last thing I'll do, Kevin, I know you've got my email address, but I'm gonna paste that in the chat as well
Awesome.
for anybody who just wants to ping me directly. And yeah, Kevin, you and I could sync maybe after the fact, and I could send out some content, some one-sheeters for people to review as well, if that would help.
That will definitely help. And what I always do is I always put out a replay of the webinar. And so I will include your Zoom link, or I'm sorry, your calendar link. I'll include your email address, and then any other content that you share with me. So that'll be great. Super excited.
Yeah, awesome. I know we're at the 30-minute mark, but wanted to, if had time, open up for questions that came up, or you could send me those directly as well.
Yeah, I don't see any current questions in the chat, but yeah, as they come up, we'll definitely direct them your way, and we will get this launched and rolled out. Very, very cool stuff.
Great. Well, thanks for having me. Thanks, Kevin. And I look forward to chatting with you soon.
Awesome. And agents, thanks so much for joining us every Wednesday. With that said, get out there, make it a great week and a productive week, and we'll see you all on the webinar next Wednesday. Bye-bye.